about that. And you can just focus on growing the business, working, you know, on the business, not in the business. And that's a massive mistake that a lot of people make, is like, I'm going to try and save a couple dollars up front. But you end up missing out on a lot on the back end because you're just doing everything yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And when you're a business owner, it's like, you know, being an entrepreneur is difficult enough. And then, you know, add in trying to be the accountant, the marketer, you know, the person who fulfills the services, you know, the customer service rep, all that stuff, you know, you have to offload some of it. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are, you know, are doing that and moving in that direction. So yeah, I mean, so tell me a little bit more about like what your experience is like now. I mean, I said this before, you guys are even having to scale back now. You know, what kind of happened that's led you to that?
What kind of happened is I was picking up the phone as fast as I was putting it back down.
Yeah.
I would hang up the phone, and then maybe 5 minutes later, another call would come in. Yep. And then I would see on the email from Unbounce that it was a lead. I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. And most of them I can take right when they ring, but others I wait until they leave a voicemail because I'm in clients. And I mean, whoever's watching this, you can't answer them all. It is impossible to answer them all right when they come in.
Yeah.
And it sort of, it makes me feel better about the lead if they leave a voicemail, because you'll get leads that they call, and then on call rail, because they're recording the other side, you'll hear and it's like 2 seconds and they'll hang up. Yeah. It's like, all right, well, these people aren't that serious.
Right, they're not good.
Yeah. So, and when I can actually answer it, these people, for the most part, I would say 90% of them are targeted, and 90% of them are motivated with what we ourselves are offering, and not just dog training in general.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the benefit of Google ads versus like other forms of marketing. And Facebook ads can be amazing. But even, you know, the intent that Google ads has is really, you know, really special, because, you know, if you look at something like, you know, billboard marketing, or even take Facebook ads, right? You're putting an offer, you're disrupting somebody's day with this offer, and it needs to be so good that they're like, I need to jump on this right now. With Google, it's very much so like, I need dog training. I know that. I'm searching for dog training. I read this person's website or the landing page, and this is a good fit for what I need. And now I'm going to contact them because of that. So it's a much more qualified lead. So it sounds like that's what you guys have found through this process too.
Absolutely. I mean, I used to think that it was the area, like that the demographics that we were trying to reach just was never going to give me a lucrative turnout. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought we had to jump ship from the entire state and go elsewhere, because my methodology, my way of training and everything wasn't, you know, wholly accepted here.
Yeah.
But you kind of helped to, you know, change my view on that, because I'm seeing that there are more people out there willing and open to take our strategies to heart, rather than just do the positive only stuff. And it really is very refreshing.
Good. So that's amazing to hear. Yeah. I mean, this is something that I, you know, preach to a lot of people too, that it's like, when you have, it's very easy to have that, you know, your mindset kind of turn into that when you have a very limited pool of people too. And if you're only getting 5-10 people a month that contact you, and a couple of them say to you, oh, we only want a positive only trainer, or you guys do balanced. But when you start getting a massive pool of people coming to you, and you're like, this person says no, I have 20 other people I can talk to, right? Like, what's the big deal? But it's like, when it's a smaller pool of people, it feels like the end of the world. But then you start realizing that it's like, there's a lot of people out there that are going to gravitate towards what your methodology is.
Yes. And that's really what helped me to be not so eager to jump ship and leave the state.
Good. Yeah.
You know, I'm sticking around for a little bit.
Just because it looks like a desert doesn't mean there's not water.
Exactly.
You have to know where to find it.
You have to know where to dig. You have to have somebody who knows where to dig, and that's where you come in.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that it's working out for you guys, because I remember when we first, you know, started out, it was very much so like you guys were very up and down too. Like you'd have like a 20K month, right? And then the next month could be a 4K month. So this just really, the idea here was just to add the stability into your business, right? Yeah. And now what we're talking about doing is, okay, you are flooded with new leads. You have all this opportunity, but, you know, Jason and I were talking about this yesterday. just instead of stopping it all together, just scaling it back a little bit, right? So to keep like at a, like a slower, but steady pace, because it's all about keeping the pipeline full, right? So what a lot of people do is, it's very easy when you're in the day-to-day of your own business and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I can't keep up with any more work, to just be like, let's just shut it down, and you stop prospecting altogether. And then what happens is, it may not be today or tomorrow or 30 days, but sooner or later you wake up one morning and you're like, we're not on track to do a $15,000 a month here. What happened, right? The phone's not ringing quite so much. And then you have to start that engine again. The good thing with paid advertising is you can start it much quicker. But, at the end of the day, it's good to just kind of keep it full and flowing.
And to know that you were actually able to give Jason, who is my business part of it, the help and the advice not to completely cut it off altogether, but scale it back. It was very helpful because it not only saved us stress from having to deal with so many people at once, but it also saved the stress in the long term, because we would, like you said, wake up one day and be like, wait a minute, we're back to square one.
Right, exactly. And of course it saves you money too, right? You don't have to put as much spend into the actual advertising dollars, which is always nice. That's a good problem to have.
And to know that you're so flexible about it was really helpful.